back to the Amazing Survivors podcast with
Tron and
Tremaine.
All right, break it down. What are we doing right?
We're working with The Amazing Race Season 36, Episode 9, My Precious Cacao. So they're in the DR for the first time.
Which has surprised me that they've never been there before, but...
Yeah, it's... You've been to the DR?
I actually have not. I've been to like everything around there except for the DR.
Well, I went once myself.
I do want to go. I had an Uber driver from the airport that was from the DR, and he was just telling me how amazing it was. So I'd love to go.
It is beautiful, I'll say that. There's also some very sketchy spots.
Yeah.
When I went, I flew into the wrong airport. I went to Santo Domingo on the bottom. My buddy, he flew into Santiago, which is like in the middle. And I had to take a 2-hour bus ride to get there. And when I got on the bus, everyone looked at me like, what's up with the blonde guy getting on here? I had no fear. I'm like, okay, I feel like I can handle myself. No one's going to mess with me. I put my headphones in and totally fell asleep for like an hour and a half. When we got to the bus station, middle of the ghetto, like I didn't even walk down the street because I was like, oh my gosh, I am literally going to get kidnapped and mugged. And so I literally had to wait in this bus station for like 2 hours till my buddy got there with this cab driver. But the beaches on the north side, very beautiful. Puerto Plata.
The Puerto Plata is where they're at? Okay.
Also, like very touristy, very beautiful area though.
Yeah. So once again, 2 groups, 15-minute interval. Ricky, Caesar, Juan, and Shane at 8:45. 9 a.m. we have Amber, Vinny, Rod, Letitia, Yvonne, and Melissa. Yeah.
And off they go.
I'm going to say this again. Rod, dude, I just want to hang out with you, man. I think he is, like, Rod and Letitia are, like, the coolest couple. Amber and Vinny can learn a lot from them.
Oh, my gosh. Could they ever?
But
could they ever?
They're my favorite. Honestly, Rod and Letitia might be my favorite ever on The Amazing Race. They're fun. They're happy. They're, like, positive. Like,
they don't take things too serious, but they want to win.
Yeah, they're great.
And it was so nice because, like, they get this personal taxi driver to take them everywhere for the most part. And it's like, oh, well, that's easy. Yeah. And so they go to the river, a river walk?
Canyoning.
Okay. Oh, it's funny because they get the first clue under a bridge and then they have to run up a river for like 10 minutes to the next clue.
There was like quite a bit of like running in this one, I felt.
Yeah, because they said, okay, they get the next clue, they get the driver, they go to the first roadblock?
Yeah.
Roadblock.
Yeah, the roadblock, which is, they basically have to go down this canyon. So they're in a river, it's like this canyon, they slide down, they jump, like cliff jump, stuff like that. Fun. Oh, so much fun.
They had to hike 2 miles up.
Yeah, they had to hike way up and go there. Then they go down it, and they're looking for these little stones with just kind of like some native symbols on them. And then they have to put those all in order when they get down there. And basically there's a stone for each symbol, and one side's correct and the other side is like off a little bit. Like maybe the eye on like the
other side, or it's got a tail.
Something like that. Yeah. But this one looked so fun. So I did something very similar to this, minus obviously the symbols and stuff, but in Puerto Rico. And it was such a blast. We were just like basically going down this river, jumping off rocks into the water, sliding down like natural slides and stuff. It looked so fun.
I've done something similar also. Like I've done it in like Havasupai, where you hike down the river, jump around in the pools and whatnot. And it's gotta be so fun because they just took this 2-mile hike up, hot, sweaty, jump in this nice water to cool you off. Yeah. And then, like, it seemed like some of the symbols are kind of hard to see. Like, they're tucked back.
Because when they get down there, pretty much everyone on their first try, they only put like 4 or 5 out. And it's like, no, you're using all of these.
Which is so interesting because, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
But how far back did you really go? Because it didn't seem that far.
I was wondering that too, because when they're like, hey, I gotta go back, they just started like swimming back.
Yeah,
so I wonder if they like would just swim there and there was stairs up the river.
There had to have been stairs to go up, and I think all 10 of them were in like the last 2 or 3 pool areas. Yeah. And so, going back, it didn't seem like a huge deal. but like getting them in order of what you saw, it seemed to be a struggle.
Now this one was like a little weird to me because it seemed like everyone was helping each other, and I was like, why is everyone like giving people hints and like, hey, help me out here and like do this, and I was like, what is going on with this?
Yeah, there must be some serious bonding behind the scenes, of course.
Yeah,
like on the charter plane and whatnot. But
it was like everyone.
It's crazy to me because it's like I need every minute I can get.
Yeah.
Because there are some very tight
100%
run-ins to the pit stop.
And so, I did like on it. So Ricky Caesar, obviously, they finish the roadblock first and they leave. Then Juan and Shane, I loved Rod when Juan and Shane are leaving. He's like, yo, Juan, where are you going, bro? You're leaving me behind.
Well, not only that, but I thought it was funny because like Caesar kind of left Melissa kind of like high and dry, like, oh, all these are on the left. He didn't give her like the outright clue.
Yeah. And she's like helping everyone, and then everyone's kind of like, okay, bye. But here's the other thing. I'm like, can't you just look at what someone's doing? Because it showed one time, I can't remember which team it was, but they were kind of like building it. They're like, hey, check this. And it showed Melissa like in the background kind of like looking at their things. And I'm like, you didn't get it from that? Like the person just handed them the clue. So like, just look at it.
Well, or maybe she was just like, oh, I have them in that order too, but she didn't have the little.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like something that was kind of easy to like cheat off of. Like,
and everyone's helping everyone anyway, so whatever.
Yeah. So Ricky, Caesar, Juan, Shane, Amber, Vinny, Rod, Letitia, and Yvonne and Melissa. That's the order that they left that.
And it's all probably within 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Or very close to that.
Very close.
It has a cut scene of Amber and Vinny saying they'd love to win because they have a lot of debt in grad school. Yeah, but you're also making a lot of really great money as traveling nurse anesthetist. So be smart with your money.
Yeah, something tells me that he's not. But I don't know.
Something to work on.
There's a lot to work on in that relationship.
So then they go down to the cacao farm.
Yeah.
Which looked freaking cool.
Super cool. This is the detour here. They basically have to go pick a bunch of cacao pods.
Which is kind of funny that it's a detour because this is all you could do. And you both helped to do this. There was no other option. Yeah. Which is funny.
Yeah, it was weird, right?
Like there's only so much you can do in that area, I'm sure, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so they get the detour, they gotta go pick a bunch of these pods, crack them open, and then spread the seeds out on a little tarp to dry. Yeah. And you have to cover the tarp completely. When you're done with that, and then the guy's like, you're good, you can go. People had some interesting strategies.
Very interesting. Like Vinny just, I'm just going to climb up here. Well, it's going to take you more time. Just learn how to work that tool because that tool has so much reach.
It does, yeah.
It's just kind of crazy.
Speaking about reach, Rod's just jumping 10 feet in the air and grabbing every cacao pod he can. Like that guy crushed this challenge.
And that's why they went to second right after this.
He's just jumping up, grabbing them all. He was a beast.
Once again, it was so nice. Like the farmer got to drive him to the farm to get him there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty straightforward thing. It probably took about 50 or so of those. It seemed like of those pods.
A little more than everyone thought. They had to kind of like go back and stuff. But
But they got it done. And then they have to go to this taxi, or no, they go to the farmer then takes them to the baseball.
The baseball. I can't remember that guy's name.
Bartolo Colon. Yeah. A pitcher.
Yes.
21 years in the MLB.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah,
so
he's a beast.
Obviously baseball's huge in the DR.
Yeah.
And so they go to this baseball field here where they have to kind of complete a series of tasks with the team there. The first thing, they have to catch or field a ground ball at second base, throw it to first. Then they go out in the outfield, catch an outfield fly. Then, which both of those would be so easy. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So then the third one is they have to use like a broomstick. To hit a bottle cap, basically. Like, I can't remember how far they said.
25 feet.
25 feet, which that seems a little difficult, but honestly, I would have freaking crushed that. Like,
yeah, like the bottle cap part would be the hardest thing.
yeah.
Because you don't have, but I think on that one, it's not, because that bottle cap could roll to it and bounce to it. But so it's not really about power. It's just getting contact.
Yeah, getting good contact. Freaking Ricky, like, holy cow!
Boom, boom, boom.
He said he played softball or something.
Little League.
Oh yeah, Little League. But he just quickly did the ground ball, quickly did the fly, and on the third try gets the bottle cap.
Yeah, and the other thing is, which is so funny because then you get Rod.
Yeah.
Can't even throw it to first base.
Well, come on, Rod. And he's all going off about how he had like a baseball scholarship, like the Yankees were like interested in
the Cardinals,
all of this stuff. But
he could pitch 93 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But your accuracy must have been terrible.
but then he didn't love it and he went football, which is great. And he's just blaming this on he hasn't played in a long time. But he's throwing it wild throws everywhere.
And his wife, get ready to duck.
Yeah. It was funny. He struggled with that, which was kind of fun to see.
Well, it's so funny because, like, seriously, there was no time limit. Like, there was no base runner coming.
No.
Just
grab it and just really
just toss it.
Yeah.
Or just run it over to him. There you go.
Yeah, right. It was so funny to see him struggle with that. He
Same
was like,
thing on the bat.
he was pretty much the only one that struggled with
everyone else.
Anything really.
I think Yvonne struggled a little bit with the batting.
A little bit, but
that batting would be tough. I won't lie.
That would be the hardest part, but
just trying to make contact with it.
But I just remember in scouts, we would one of our favorite activities for downtime. We would just grab sticks and you just throw rocks up and hit rocks into a field. I think I could have crushed that roadblock for sure.
Easy.
But it was a fun one. So the way they left that, Ricky and Caesar
nobody was even there by the time they left.
Yeah, Ricky and Caesar first, then Rod and Letitia, they made up some time. Juan and Shane, Amber, Vinny, and then Yvonne and Melissa. And
it's funny because Juan and Shane made up time on Rod and Letitia because Shane, he ripped through it.
Yeah.
The same thing, just like boom, boom, boom. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, and you can tell he's played baseball or softball or something before.
Yes, some good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Well, then they go to the taxis.
Yeah.
And this is where Ricky and Caesar are lucky that they can speak Spanish and communicate because they got the right taxi driver. But there's some of these guys who have these taxi drivers don't know where the next place is.
Yeah, like I think it was Rod and Letitia, like they're getting to this T and the taxi drivers, do I go left or right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
You're the taxi driver. You tell us.
Here's the thing. Like, Caesar speaks fluently, but I think Juan does too.
Mm-hmm.
Vinny says he does, but like listening to him speak, I'm like, you don't speak fluently for sure. And then Yvonne does too. So I'm like, why is Caesar like so much better?
It's so funny because you look at how these guys communicate, and like Juan and Shane. Juan's talking to the guy, and they're like, "Oh, that's my house right there."
Yeah.
As they're cruising past,
yeah.
But it's more like, okay, if your taxi driver doesn't know, just tell them where's the next gas station.
Yeah.
Let's pull over. And then they passed one. Amber and Vinny did.
Amber and Vinny kept telling the guy, like, hey, pull over now. Like get out of here.
Really frustrating.
Who was it? One team passed another team in the cars.
Well, that's a funny thing because Ron and Letitia were behind Juan and Shane, and they pulled over. Yeah. Then they passed them later on. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Good on you guys.
Right?
Jeez.
Yeah. It was, the taxis were kind of a cluster.
Oh, yeah.
But
they get their next clue at this pink alleyway is what it basically looked like.
Yeah.
And then they just have to run down to the beach to this amphitheater for the pit stop. So it seemed like a pretty straightforward, easy leg.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't
by far
too much going on.
No.
But Ricky and Caesar, once again, they get to the pit stop first, and no one's around.
No.
They just crushed it. They won again. They got first. I think they've gotten second twice, and then the rest was first.
And they're going to South Korea.
Yeah.
Good for you. That sounds fun.
The other teams, however, were very close. Well, in sets.
In sets.
So,
Yes.
I mean, obviously, Rod and Letitia, Juan and Shane were close because Rod and Letitia passed Juan and Shane in the cars. And they're kind of running down the street trying to find this place together.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're so close.
Well, it's so funny too at that because Letitia outruns both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just makes me think, yes, Rod's running with their packs and killing it. But what is in Juan and Shane's packs that's so heavy and slowing up? Yes, I understand Juan is still recovering from food poisoning. That's a huge thing. But wow, good. Letitia, I'm giving you props for getting prepared to run and you dominate.
1,000%. And honestly, like Ricky and Caesar, they're not like the most in shape guys, but they're like crushed it in running too. Yeah. Like they were like keeping
like
up.
I feel like I would have done really well in this challenge, like running up the mountain because it's at sea level. Sweet, I'll take that.
I would have dragged you down. I don't have the endurance.
This is what I would have done. I'm like, give me your bag. We're going.
We're going. I would have done that, and then I would have crushed the challenges. I would have done the roadblocks and just like destroyed them. So they were super close. So Rod and Letitia ended up beating out Juan and Shane. They got second. Juan and Shane got third. And then Amber and Vinny and Ivana and Melissa were super close too, which was surprising.
And this is because Amber and Vinny get lost with the taxi driver.
Yeah.
And, it's better just to stop, get your bearings, and then move forward versus we're just going to drive. I think it's this way.
Yeah.
And I feel it's this way.
Yeah. Yeah. So dumb. So, they're like running in. Amber and Vinny get there fourth, and they're kind of on the mat, and it shows then Yvonne and Melissa come up, and then they get sent home.
And I really like Yvonne and Melissa.
I do too.
They did a really good job.
They did a really good job. They're not like, oh, I loved watching them, but they seem like good people. And,
it seemed like they'd be super fun to hang out with and talk with. And since the race, I mean, they moved in together. They now have a child. Yeah. Which is awesome. So that's super exciting for them.
I also found out this tidbit from Whitney today. Amber and Vinny are married now.
Well, that's good. I knew they were engaged.
Yeah.
But it's good to hear that they're married.
Yeah, good on them.
Hopefully they solve some differences and can move forward and get rid of that debt.
Right. So, pretty straightforward. So we got our final four set. Ricky, Caesar, Rod, Letitia, Juan, Shane, and Amber and Vinny.
Okay, who gets... Okay. The next week's the finale.
Can we just say before this, like, please, no express pass this season?
No.
It kind of blew my mind. No U-turns.
Which is unfortunate. I love U-turns.
I like the U-turns.
They're some of the fun. And I think that just comes down to you're limited what you can do with this COVID stuff. They're still doing a charter plane.
That is true because I forget that this season was actually filmed before the last season.
Yeah. So they had to work with some, or they had some limitations to work with. Right. So, but I think in the future they'll bring all that back.
I gotta say, like, I didn't actually miss the express pass. I was just expecting it. I do miss the U-turns, but
I like to see a little drama with the U-turns.
I do too.
But let's be honest, Ricky and Caesar would have gotten the express pass and just gotten
they're just
whatever. Yeah. Okay, so next week's the finale. Like I talked to you separately outside of this. It would be interesting to see a 4-team finale, just to see how things play out. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah. Because it looks like they're doing some windsurfing. Yeah. I've never done that. I'd probably suck at it.
It seems very hard.
Yeah.
Honestly, it showed pretty much every team someone's crying in this next one, which I get. And like I think it was Ricky or someone saying that this is the most stressed out he's ever been on the race.
For good reason.
Yeah. Great reason. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of like difficult things. I'm not quite sure how they're gonna structure
Obviously,
this.
They must still be in the DR for some of this because the final city's Philadelphia.
Which, yeah, I'd imagine that maybe they do some more in the DR, or they either do that or they fly to Philadelphia. And I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. That windsurfing looked very
that's for sure.
tropical.
Yeah, that's for
and
sure.
so
down there.
they have to do something in some.
Yeah.
I assume the DR to be tropical, and then
Yeah.
maybe there's 2 flights. I don't know.
So do you think they're gonna do some stuff and then have the 4th place team eliminated, and then kind of do a chartered flight to Philadelphia,
Yeah.
and then start in stages?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind
I don't know if they'll probably just all
start.
3 go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all even.
Okay. So who do you think is gonna be that 4th place
Amber
team?
Vinny.
I agree. Okay, and then the final.
I'm sorry. Until I see otherwise, Ricky and Caesar are going to win it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they have just been so steady as number 1.
Yeah.
I really want Juan and Shane to win, so
Yes.
we can win in our little fantasy league.
But
that's a huge mountain to climb because
Huge
Ricky
mountain.
and Caesar have just been killing it.
right.
Fair enough. Juan and Shane, they have won one leg.
And to be fair, if they're in the U.S. now, that's the Spanish that's kind of out the window, and if they all start at the same time, I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Ricky Caesar are winning. I think my money's on Rod and Letitia getting 2nd, and Juan and Shane getting 3rd.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it one bit. Because, that's kind of the way it's looking.
They're all great teams. They are the top teams. They're the only teams that have gotten 1st place. So
yeah,
good on them. They deserve to be.
It'll be
there.
fun though. Yeah. It'll be fun to see who wins, and it'll be also interesting to see if they show anything for the next season, which should be coming out this fall.
Yeah.
Because I know. I don't know if people know this or not, but I know they're filming here in the next little bit.
Yeah.
We're starting to film very, very soon.
One thing that looks fun.
So yeah, they probably aren't going to show anything.
Yeah, I don't think they
for
will.
next year.
One thing that looks fun is in Philadelphia, they're at the baseball stadium, and it looks like they're dressed up in a mascot costume and doing some stuff, and I think that'll be a pretty wild thing to watch.
Yeah, that would be whatever they do.
Yeah.
If it's a mascot, man.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm excited. I think it'll be great. So the finale's next week, so be sure to tune in to get the recap of the finale.
Oh yeah.
Should be a good one.
Yeah, I think we might actually do a little finale party.
Yeah.
With some friends. So
yeah,
you'll probably see. I'm sure Whitney will come.
Yeah.
Jamie. They've both been here, so
we'll see.
You might see them on the next one.
Yeah, we'll see.
See how they enjoy it, and also to crown our fantasy league winner.
Yes.
Right now, me and Tron are in 2nd.
Yeah, is that after the points from this week?
Yeah, because we're all pretty much
the
same.
We're in 2nd. We have some ground to make up.
I think about 6 points.
Yeah, something like that.
But if Juan and Shane win, we win.
So.
And that's $25.
Please, Juan and Shane. Please.
I'll be praying for you, buddies. And your families need the money.
Yeah. 100%.
But like, subscribe, comment. Let us know who you guys think is going to win it all. Amazing Race 36. And anything else?
Yo ho ho.
Perfect way to end. Later, guys.